So in this video we're talking about spells without prefixes, that is, by the power of, through the silent power of, things like that. Spells without prefixes have some special rules and some different things that we can do with them. A lot of these are going to be damage-based spells, but there are other things like, Finger of Death and stuff like that, that also feature in these sorts of spells that don't have any prefixes. One of the rules you should bear in mind is you can only interrupt a spell that has a prefix. So anything that you cast by the power of, you start the spell that way, it can be stopped by a counter spell, a counter song, or being attacked, or if the caster walks or moves, that is going to interrupt that spell. If you are casting a spell without a prefix, that means that no one can counterspell that. No one can countersong it. If they attack you, you still cast the spell. But what it also means is that you can walk or run while casting that. So if you have an acid arrow or a finger of death, you don't necessarily have to be planted in order to cast that. You can walk or run while you're doing it. So that's kind of a neat side effect. It's almost like combat casting in the version 1. We're giving that to spells without prefixes in version 2. Now, for packet-based damage spells, you have the option to include the spell name of the packet when you're calling the damage. So what that means is, like, for example, with a lightning bolt, a legal casting of lightning bolt might be lightning bolt, damage 5, lightning 2. So you say the name of the spell, you say the effect, that's damage 5, you say the effect type, which is lightning, which is part of the body school, and there is power level 2 at the end. Another way to say this spell would just simply to be saying damage 5, lightning 2. So again, you have the effect type, and then you have the power level. Now, the exception to this rule would be like the damage-based spells, some of the spiritualism spells, such as life drain or inflict wounds. You need to have those properly clarified, so you do need to include the name of the effect when you cast it. So, for example, like inflict wounds, you would say inflict wounds, damage 2, spirit 2. Or you could shorten that down to inflict 2, spirit 2. So you have the effect, you have the spirit as the type, so that's going to bypass your normal armor and things like that. And it's power level 2, so you're going to need a level 2 resistance level in order to stop it. So that's some of the rules that we have for spells without prefixes. Just to let you know, they're a little bit different. We're getting into kind of the more nuanced areas of the rules. But just things to bear in mind, some interesting tactical decisions for you as we're moving on into version 2.